Seattle and will be headlining a dinner show called Miss Ruby and Friends starting in January. She is the alter ego of Ross Taylor, but don't tell her that. A lady who thinks she needs no introduction. Let's hear it for Miss Ruby Ross.
Yes, hello. Oh, you are a great audience. I heard you. Wasn't she wonderful? Let's give her a big hand. Yeah, I love her. I mean, I'm looking at you and I'm just like, you people are delicious. Not like fava beans and a nice Chianti delicious, but then again, I'm not Armie Hammer. That went over like a lead balloon. Thank God he didn't eat Timothy Chalamet. Now, I am Miss Ruby Ross, America's premier drag puppet. Well, I'm a puppet doing drag in America, so there's that. I'm queer. I was queer when queer was still a smear. Before it was a t-shirt and a bumper sticker. Yeah. I'm also, well, you know, not to brag, but I'm poly. Polysexual, polyamorous, polystyrofoam. My wig is even polyester. Now, I don't have to tell you that last couple of years were pretty weird, right? Right? I mean, who can forget the great toilet paper shortage of 2020, right? Right? People were losing their shit, literally. I, on the other hand, decided to discover the beauty of a bidet. And honestly, my elbow has never been fresher. Now, recently I returned home from a wellness retreat. It was for my sanity and my skin. Mixed results, really. But my skin looks fabulous, don't you think? What do you think? Yes, no, maybe? It's almost like it's plaster or something. Anyways, my esthetician says to me, Ruby, how old are you, darling? And I said, Natasha, see, my age is situational. It all depends on how young the guy is, or how good the senior discount. And it's a tough call when the guy is smoking hot, but I'm jonesing to use my AARP card. Hey, you might have noticed this guy over my left shoulder. That one, he's my stalker. Yeah, I finally had to get a restraining order for him because, well, I need him to stay at least 12 inches away from me at all times. The last year or so, he's been doing this weird thing where he lip syncs every word I say. Boom! Oh, who can blame him, though? Honestly, I'm obsessed with me. Now, recently, I went on a date with this guy that I met online. He was going on and on and on about wanting a no-strings-attached relationship, and I was like, fine, that's fine. But do you know how hard it is to have a no-strings-attached relationship? With a marionette? I mean, he was laying there on the floor, just staring at me. So creepy. So finally, in desperation, I just sat on his face. And I was like, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Apparently, that only works with Pinocchio. What can I say? I have dated a celebrity before. I must keep his name secret because his people are, well, let's just say rather litigious. But anyways, he calls me up one day and he goes, Ruby? And I'm like, what, baby? He's like, Ruby, we need to break up. And I'm like, why, baby? Is it that pink pork chop in a cheap blonde wig you've been hanging out with? And he's like, nope, Ruby, it's the sex. And I'm like, oh, baby, I give you blowjobs all the time. And he says, Ruby, blowjobs? Those felt more like hand jobs. And I was like, well, he's got a lot of nerve, because for a frog, he sure tasted a lot like chicken. Now listen, I'm kind of sad right now because I'm gonna break it off with my current paramour, Jack. You may know him, Jack in the Box. Yeah, I mean, he's a nice guy and everything, but honestly, he's always popping his weasel before I even get started. All right, thanks so much. You are a wonderful audience. Thank you.